Hi, it's Tom B. of Old Tom's Wormery. Today is Friday, day 67 of my 2x2 CFT worm bin. It's doing well, but it's getting into the cruise mode as we're filling it up. So each of these updates is a little slow. So I'll probably be a little quicker as we go, not making as many and waiting until we get closer to that 4-month mark, harvesting hopefully at 4 months. Sooner if I'm lucky. I would like to get this into actual production of harvesting out the bottom and continuing to feed in the top. If anything exciting shows up, I'll be sure to make a specific vid. I'm hoping at some point to switch from feeding bedding and food scraps to feeding some form of compost. In production, commercial vermicompost growers use standardized compost, and that way they get a standardized product at the end. This has been fun, treating it like a home compost bin, but at some point I need to make a standardized compost to sell to nurseries and homeowners. So, as you recall, on Tuesday, we saw that the worms are doing well and that both sides that had been fed food earlier were well populated and clearing out. And I then tossed the bedding together, making an even bed. So now it's set since Tuesday till today, Friday. Let's see how the worms are doing in there. All right. All right. Away go the blankets. You can see the worms are now staying on the top of the bed. And that kind of crossing is like pre-mating behavior. It looks even all the way across. It has darkened nicely. So I'm thinking, yes, I probably will add a layer of bedding today. And I've been finding that here's one side, here's the other side, okay, and here's down the middle. I'm getting a fairly even distribution of worms. They're not thick. You've seen in my red wigglers how thick they can get. I'm sure these ENC will eventually get that thick, but they're not there yet. They're still breeding their way up. Earlier today, I took a sample here in a corner. Let me go grab that. And earlier today, when I was looking at that, I found it had a bunch of cocoons in it. Which of course now I've stirred them around and they've disappeared on me. But just be aware that the worms are mating. I can't be certain in this bin that they're all ENCs because I'm using compost that's been on the ground. It could be a mixture of the European night crawlers and then red wigglers coming right out of the ground. So we'll have to see what happens when we start to see babies. Also, I wanted to get a deep grab to show you. This is what it looks like way down deep. I still see worms down there. And it generally is turning more to compost. Oh, look at there. Look at there. We have mating worms. There. That's what worms mating look like. You see how it looks a little lumpy. It's lumpy because each worm is tied under the clitellum of the other. If that's visible at all, they've got a little dirt on them and the contrast is bad. But that's mating. There, right there, we see a nice cocoon. This dark color, half dark color, means it's about halfway ready to hatching. But those are what you were looking for, the cocoons that will start this bin booming with babies. So I'm getting good progress. The bedding is converting nicely to a compost. I'd be happier if down below where we looked, I'd be happier if it looked like a more finished vermicompost headed towards castings, but we do have months to go. So today I will add another layer of bedding. I will add everything's very even. I'm going to add a stripe of food down the middle on top of the fresh bedding, and then Monday, we should see it's gone through its heat cycle and cooled down a little, and hopefully by Monday the worms will already be moving into that center food portion. So it's a nice day, kind of dull, but very nice, productive process going on. I'm happy with the bin. So let's keep going.